I am Carol Boardman, and welcome to Perfect 10. It is Friday, everybody. We made it.
Hooray!
Yes. Only 10 more minutes, then we all go to the pub. Yes, it's Perfect 10. 10 questions, 10 points, all done in 10 minutes. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow and like to get the next episode as soon as it drops next Monday. And while it might be the weekend, head on over to our Facebook, our Insta and TikTok pages for even more bonus questions and puzzles to keep your mind ticking over until next week. Now, if you've been playing with us all week, then you should have a score out of 40 points so far. By the end of this episode, you should have a full score out of 50. So if you've missed any of our episodes, now is the time to go back and catch up and then come straight back here because I've got a great set of questions lined up for you today. At the end of yesterday's podcast, I asked you to solve this anagram. Which queen of rock and roll is an anagram of nut trainer? I think more or less everyone will have got this. The answer is the magnificent Tina Turner. No points, though, for getting that right. No points ever for the anagram. That was just for fun. Right, let's crack on with today's questions, shall we? For the last time this week, let's play Perfect 10. Question 1, as always, is your starter for a Perfect 10. How many minutes are there in a quarter of a day? Don't be put off by a little bit of numbers. On a Friday, you can do this. Get yourself an easy point. Question 2. Hearsay, so listen up and tell me which well-known phrase or saying is hidden in this.
I am the ruler of hell. Sinner!
Yes, Satan?
Are you busy?
No, Satan.
Then I have some jobs for you.
Hearsay, say what you hear and you can't go far wrong. Which phrase is hidden in those sounds? Question 3, time for carolateral thinking. So take a look at this question. What do you find at the centre of gravity and at the start of a vacuum? Remember to think laterally about that question. Question 4 puts your ability to retain information to the test as it's our memory game. And to round off the week, let's head back into the kitchen. It's always Foodie Friday. Listen up because after this clip, I'll have a question to see just how much you remembered. Here we go.
Hosting lunch this weekend? Then why not try this veggie-licious quiche that serves 8 and is sure to please the whole family. For the pastry, you'll need 250 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of roasted hazelnuts, 150 grams of cold unsalted butter, 1 egg yolk, and a little water. Then for the filling, you'll need 50 more grams of butter, some sage leaves, a little oil, 1 small butternut squash, 300 ml of double cream and 300 ml of whole milk, 4 whole eggs, and 100 grams of feta. Enjoy.
That was nice. A recipe for a quiche, something to make at the weekend, perhaps. Well, I hope you're paying attention because here comes your question. How many eggs will you need to crack for this recipe? It was all in the clip, but can you recall the information you need to answer the question? Time now for questions 5, 6 and 7, the 3 Fs, frivolous, familiar and fun. Here is question 5, and it's all about the world's favourite spy. Which letter denotes the character who briefs James Bond on all his movie gadgets? Oh, if only I could play that character. Oh, I'd die a happy woman. Question 6. Every little helps is the slogan for which British supermarket chain? Question 7 now, and we're looking to the charts. 2D, Noodle, Murdoch and Russell are members of which band? Well, they might sound odd to you, but what band are they members of? Round 8 is 1 in, 1 out, so see if you can score another point with this. Which letter can you change in the word parts, P-A-R-T-S, to get the name of a capital city? Question 9, I know this, because with a bit of thought, elimination and logic, you will grab yourself another point. Here it comes. Which ancient invention allowed people to see through walls? And here we are at question 10, the final question of the day. As always, it's our daily riddle. What rare thing, when it is broken, then becomes even harder to break again? And I'm not talking about something physical here. The answer isn't a rare egg or something like that. Think a little bit more laterally and you'll have the answer to the riddle. Well, there you have it. That's today's Perfect 10. Another week of brain training, almost over. The answers are coming up. So if you need to rewind to hear some of the questions again, now is exactly the right time to do so. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's questions. And if you want to entertain, educate, and irritate the life out of me, then please send me your own puzzles too at Perfect 10 Carol on Facebook, Insta, and TikTok. And while you're there, have a go at some of our bonus questions that we've been posting throughout the week. Let's get you some answers, shall we? Perfect 10, 10 questions, 10 points, 10 minutes. But did you get a perfect 10 score? Let's find out. Question 1, we started with, how many minutes are there in a quarter of a day? And the answer is 360 minutes. Obviously, there are 60 minutes in an hour. A quarter of a day, so that's a quarter of 24 hours. 24 divided by 4 gives you 6 hours. 6 multiplied by 60 minutes in an hour gives you 360. Question 2, hearsay. I asked you which well-known phrase or saying is hidden in these sounds.
I am the ruler of hell. Sinner!
Yes, Satan?
Are you busy?
No, Satan.
Well, the answer is you better get busy because the devil makes work for idle hands. Huge congratulations if you got that hearsay right. Question 3, Carol lateral thinking. What do you find at the centre of gravity and at the start of a vacuum? And the answer is the letter V. It's in the middle of the word gravity and it starts the word vacuum. Question 4 was our memory question. And as always on a Friday, it was all about food. Foodie Friday. I asked you, how many eggs will you need to crack for this recipe? Well, the recipe requires 4 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So the answer I was looking for is 5 eggs. We move into the 3 Fs, frivolous, familiar, and fun. Question 5. Which letter denotes the character who briefs James Bond on all his movie gadgets? Oh, it is Q. Q actually stands for quartermaster. And it's actually more of a job title than a name. The character never appeared in the original novels, but did appear on screen. Q has been played by Ben Whishaw, John Cleese, and most famously, I think, Desmond Llewellyn. Question 6, every little helps, is the slogan for which British supermarket chain? It is, of course, Tesco. Question 7, 2D, Noodle, Murdoch and Russell are members of which band? Well, the answer is they are all cartoon members of the band Gorillaz. The band was formed by Damon Albarn of Blur and comic book artist Jamie Hewlett in 1998 as a comment on the manufactured pop groups at the time. Since then, the band has collaborated with the likes of The Clash, De La Soul, and Bobby Womack. Question 8, 1 in, 1 out. Which letter can you change in the word parts to get the name of a capital city? I think a lot of you would have got this right. You change the letter T to the letter I to get the capital city of France, which is Paris, Paris. Question 9, I know this, but did you? I asked, which ancient invention allowed people to see through walls? Well, you'll kick yourselves, because the answer is the window. And finally, question 10, your final daily riddle of the week. What rare thing, when it gets broken, then becomes even harder to break again? And the answer I was looking for was a record. If you break a record, you set a new, higher standard, and therefore it becomes harder to break again. And there you have it, another week of Perfect 10 down, and I bet you're feeling a lot smarter. You are, aren't you? Go on, you are. Even if you didn't get a perfect 10, it's still a great way to exercise your mind and keep that brain of yours healthy. And I bet you've learned some fun facts to tell your friends and your family at the weekend too. Remember to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done so already. And if you're hungry for more, then why not go back and try out our previous episodes? They can be played in any order and they only take 10 minutes at a time. And don't forget, we'd love to see your scorecards. Send us your pictures or tag us at Perfect10Carol on social media. The funnier, the better. And who knows, we might show them off on our social channels as well. I will be back on Monday with a brand new week of questions. But for now, I am Carol Vorderman. That was my Perfect 10 for you. I hope you have a perfect weekend.